Joining me now, CNN senior legal analyst and former federal prosecutor Elie Honig. Elie, great to see you. Elie, a member of the January 6th committee, Zoe Lofgren, says criminal referrals are coming in the next week or two. What do you think? Do you think we're going to be seeing a criminal referral for the former president?
Well, we've heard some mixed messages on that, Jim, but let me tell you that as a former DOJ prosecutor, the last thing I would want is a criminal referral from Congress. And here's why. It doesn't do anything for prosecutors. It doesn't help prosecutors in any way. They don't need a criminal referral. In fact, they're investigating Donald Trump right now. We know that. That's why they appointed a special counsel. But here's what it does do. It gives Donald Trump a talking point. It allows Donald Trump to say, well, look at that. A bunch of Democrats and Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger, politicians on Capitol Hill, tell DOJ to jump, and then DOJ jumps. And that will enable Donald Trump to at least try to cast this as a political prosecution. May not be a meritorious argument, but you can bet Donald Trump is going to make it. But what I would want, if I was the prosecutors here, is all the evidence. DOJ has been asking the committee for their transcripts for months now, and as Sarah just said, the committee still hasn't turned everything over. They say they will, right, but that's what really would interest me if I was a prosecutor on this case.
Right. And Elie, I want to ask you about some new reporting just coming into our newsroom. Trump is calling for the termination of the Constitution to overturn the 2020 election and put him back in power. The White House is now condemning him for this. Obviously, this is just more desperation from the former president. It's not going to happen. What is your reaction to that? And I guess, what might the Justice Department think of that when you go out there and you say this sort of thing as they're perhaps weighing making a case against him?
Good Lord. I don't even know where to begin. I mean, I guess I'll just summarize in response to Donald Trump's statement to say that virtually every word of that statement is wrong, crazy, and dangerous. I mean, the only accurate thing Donald Trump says is that to do what he's recommending would require termination of the Constitution, which of course would leave us without a democracy. I don't think DOJ is paying any attention to this. Sometimes you just have to sort of look past the hoopla and just focus on the facts and the law that are relevant to a crime. So I think DOJ prosecutors are looking at this statement, probably rolling their eyes or feeling some sense of disgust and just ignoring it.
Putting it in file 13 where it belongs. But I mean, it does underline once again his hostility to American way of life and democracy in this country. And it's a reminder of what the country was going through around January 6th, just a few days before these midterms, this runoff coming after the midterms. Elie, let me ask you this. Pat Cipollone, the Trump White House counsel, and his deputy, Pat Philbin, were forced to appear before a grand jury about Trump's efforts to overturn the election, despite challenges from Trump's legal team. What should we be watching for there?
What was really interesting to me about this, Jim, is it's actually their second time testifying in this grand jury. They testified a few months ago. We've reported, Evan Perez and our team have reported, that there was then a sort of a secret legal battle. Nothing wrong with that because this is grand jury. It's supposed to be secret over executive privilege. Now they're back, and you can call a witness back as a prosecutor. So that suggests to me in our reporting is that DOJ prevailed on those arguments, which tells me that now DOJ is able to ask Pat Cipollone and Pat Philbin, what were your conversations directly with Donald Trump, or at least about some of those conversations? And to me, that could really be crucial evidence.
And an appeals court also halted the special master review of the documents seized at Mar-a-Lago. That is significant.
Yeah, this will enable DOJ to speed up their investigation because under the special master, those documents had to filter through the special master who would first review them, decide if they could be seen by DOJ or not, and if so, pass them on. Now the special master is gone. And so DOJ, as of this moment, unless there's some very unlikely appeal to, well, I think Trump will try to get it to the Supreme Court, but I think it's very unlikely the Supreme Court will take it. And so now the status quo is DOJ can have those documents, use them in their investigation, and move on in the due course.
All right, Elie Honig, thanks as always. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Jim.